doing tonight as we are here once again for some eXba action here once again, and needless to say, the free agency and everything else, boy did it shake up the league big time. The draft was highly successful. Lots of people got drafted. Key positions were filled for teams that really needed help in that regard, and I really felt that for some teams they really benefited from the draft and then through the 3-player trade system for each team. So the big question is, how did the teams eventually, how did everything work out for everybody? Well, we are about to find out what the status quo was on everything, which is very cool, as all the teams have pretty much fit all the bill. And here are every single team and what they got for players for this coming season. And I'm just going, I know that this first video is going to be exceptionally long because I wanted to make sure that we covered everything of what we're covering tonight. So De'Aaron Fox, who actually spent time last season with Alaska, the Alaska Chill, he was actually dealt over to the Philadelphia Bruisers. Rodney McGruder, who was with Philly last year. Rodney Hood, who came over from Kentucky. So Kentucky Colliers. Rodney Hood now joins the Bruisers. James Johnson was with Philly last year, so no change there. But the big change was at center, where Miles Turner, who spent last season with Baltimore, really became a major force in the middle and helping Baltimore reach the conference finals. And even though they lost to the jump, it was still a heck of a season for Baltimore, coming in as the 8th seed, and they somehow found a way to get it done. Miles Turner scored 608 points last season, 458 rebounds, 90. He was too shy of 100 blocks for a season, and really had a good season last year. As he is now over with the Philadelphia Bruisers. Hey, Mike and Lady, how is it going tonight? I'm just starting to go over all the players and all the teams, their new teams as a result of the draft, and of course the 3-person free agency run that everybody was entitled to. Philadelphia, along with De'Aaron Fox, Rodney Hood, and Miles Turner, added to the team. They also added Derek Favors from the New York City Slickers. And then Jeremy Lamb was with Philly last year. Doug McDermott was with Philly last year. And Boban Marjanovic also with the team last year. Damian Jones, who was actually with Columbus, the Columbus Basket Hounds, he is over with Philly this season. And then you have Dotson, young man out of Houston. He was with Houston last year. He's now with the Bruisers this year. Jonah Bolden was Columbus, signed a deal to go to Philly, and then Paul Reed, of course, the draft pick out of DePaul, as he is on the and also Kira Lewis Jr. He's on reserve just in case somebody gets hurt, and I think that would be, that way you kind of don't really break him in too quick, and you kind of get a good sense of what you need. But of course that does put Jones and a little bit of De'Aaron Fox a little bit of a slight issue, because he would be the only running point guard for the team most of the season. So for the Wisconsin Bandits, they add Emmanuel Mudiay to the team. Actually, he was with Wisconsin last season. Jaylen Brown comes over from San Diego. He was another big part of the 3-team trade over. Jaylen Brown from the San Diego Cyclones, the champion San Diego Cyclones, over down to the Wisconsin Bandits. Robert Covington, who was with Wisconsin last season, or actually he was with St. Louis last season. San Diego. He was with St. Louis last season. Robert Covington and Markieff Morris, who is with the Dallas Barons last season. He is now over with the Wisconsin Bandits. And then the big, they lost the Big Cat, or not the Big Cat, but the A Train, and they ended up getting Joel Embiid in a big time trade over, with a 3-player trade over. And then you also had Jaden McDaniels. He was a young man drafted out of Washington. He is now with the team. And then Domboye, who was with Wisconsin last season. And then Alex Caruso, same thing. And Maurice Harkless, also with Wisconsin last season. Nigel Williams-Goss was with the City Slickers last year. Yes, a lot of shifting. That's why I'm just covering everybody tonight, just to make sure that you are up to date on everything. Grayson Allen was with Wisconsin last season, no big change there. Nafali Dante, the draft pick out of Oregon, and then Hamidou Diallo, he was with Wisconsin last season, and then Neemias Queta, who was the draft pick out of Utah State. He is on reserve, and in case somebody of injury happens, then that's when he would move up. The BC Chicago, yep, they and the key word, Mike, is a lot of shifting. You have Isaiah Thomas on BC Chicago, came over from Seattle to join the team. Jrue Holiday, who is also with Seattle, so 2 players from Seattle comes over. Jamari Carroll, another member of the champion Cyclones. Now we can say former Cyclones, down with BC Chicago. And then Thaddeus Young, who was with the City Slickers last season. And then veteran center Robin Lopez, who spent time on the bench last season with the Kentucky Colliers. He is now on BC Chicago. Austin Rivers comes over from Nashville to join the team. G.J. McConnell, same thing, also from Nashville. Zach Randolph was with BC Chicago last season. Trevor Ariza, same thing. He was with Chicago last season. Marco Bellinelli, another member of the champion Cyclones, now a member of BC Chicago, or actually of Jacksonville. He signed a deal to be with BC Chicago. He went through regular free agency on that one. John Lure from Washington to Chicago, and then of course draft pick Trey Jones from Duke, and then Luke Cornett, who was with Columbus last season, didn't get a whole lot of playing time last season, but he is with the club. And then you have Terrence Davis and Andrew Bogut, who spent time off the bench last season. They're on reserve this season. The Baltimore Cannons, I tell you, a lot of change with this team. And the biggest surprise to you will be at point guard and shooting guard. And here it is. You have Derrick Rose coming over from the Philadelphia Bruisers, where he averaged almost 12 points a game and almost 3 assists a game last season for the Bruisers. Now he comes over to be a member of the Baltimore Cannons. So they lose Westbrook, but they add Derrick Rose to the team. And then, of course, they also add Klay Thompson, who was with the Anaheim Supernova last year. And, yes, he was injured, but then came back. And even though they lost to Baltimore, he came back at the right time because they helped them tie the series up. And then they lost in the 3-game set against Baltimore. But now he joins the Baltimore Cannons, and a guy who averaged almost 15 points a game last season for the Anaheim Supernova. And then you have Brandon Clark, who was with Baltimore last season. And then the draft pick, the position they needed to fill, Obi Toppin, the 6'9" power forward out of Dayton. So he is now officially a member of the Baltimore Cannons. And then center position, yes, you lose Miles Turner, but then they signed Willie Hernangomez, which is still a decent pickup for them. He played for the Olympians last year out of Atlanta. Decent off the bench. And the biggest thing with Hernangomez is that he can stretch the floor. He shot 51% from the field last season and 41% from deep, so not bad at all. So now, in the sense of how can he change, things like drives to the lane, all that type of thing, we'll see. Miles Turner changed a lot of perspective last season, manning that center position, so it will be just as important for Hernangomez to continue that this year for the Cannons. Malik Beasley, or AKA as I call him, Malik Threesley, was with Baltimore last season. Kenneth Fareed, new pickup from them, all from Philadelphia. And then Rajon Rondo, who was with the Alaska Chill last season. And then Vincent Poirier, who was with the team last year. Alan Samaljak, also with the team last year. Decent role player. Just don't know how well, in the sense of the power forward position, he could have been. He only shot, really, he struggled last season. Shot 37% from the field, 40% from deep, 68% from the free throw line. He scored 368 points and 330 rebounds last season, and he also he started every single game last season for the team. So it'll be a big change. And Isaiah Whitehead, one of the members of the San Diego Cyclones, decided to leave San Diego and sign with the Baltimore Cannons. And then, of course, Nick Young, who was with the team last year. And then Jared Valentine, same thing, with the team last year. And then, of course, draft pick Sharif O'Neal out of UCLA on reserve, just in case somebody gets hurt. He will be able to help out. The Columbus Basket Hounds added a lot of pieces, I feel, which will really benefit them this year, and hopefully avoid last place again this year, so that hopefully they won't be they won't have to relocate. But they add draft pick Anthony Edwards at point guard. He can play shooting guard or point guard. Marcus Smart, who was with Columbus last season, averaged 6 points a game, averaged almost 3 rebounds a game and 3 assists a game last season. R.J. Barrett comes over from the California Dragons to join the team. And, of course, the Big Z from Tampa, Zion Williamson, just about averaged 15 points a game last season, 6 rebounds a game, and 1 block shot per game. So that's a big need for the Columbus Basket Hounds here. And then they added Montrezl Harrell, who played for Chicago last season. We remember seeing him, especially in the battles with him and Baltimore, with Chicago and Baltimore this season. Yeah, he averaged 12 points a game last season, almost 8 rebounds a game, and 1.4 on shot blocks. And also shot 74% from the free throw line, his highest so far this for his career. And then Robert Williams, they added Robert Williams from Kansas City. Denzel Valentine, who was with Pittsburgh last year, signs with the Basket Hounds. Kyle Anderson was on the team last year. Tony Snell was with the LA Leopards last year. He's new. Nicholas Claxton, which was on the team last year. And then Marcus Howard, young man out of Marquette, one of Columbus's draft picks. And then, of course, Kenyon Martin Jr. fills out the 12th spot in the whole thing. So they have at least one more. They wanted to sign a free agent. They can do that. There's 13 spots in a roster, and they have the ability to do that if they want to sign another pick there. The Boston Pilgrims, with their new logo and everything, that means new logo, new starting lineup. Chris Paul coming over from El Paso, the El Paso Peppers, where he averaged almost 14 points a game last season and almost 7 assists a game. So he comes over to help Boston at point guard. Eric Gordon comes over from Phoenix, the Phoenix Monsters. Now he comes over from Phoenix. Denny Avija, which was the draft pick out of Israel, and then Draymond Green comes over from the New York Neon to help the power forward position for the Pilgrims, and then Jared Allen, he comes over from Seattle to join the team, and then Jacob Paletti, who was with Las Vegas last year, decided to go into free agency and signed with the Pilgrims. And then Troy Brown Jr., who was with Carolina last year, the Carolina Fly Guys. Dylan Brooks comes over from Vancouver, and then Tyus Jones, who was with Boston last season. Vernon Carey Jr., also another draft pick for the team out of Duke. And then Nazaron Reed, who's with Boston, like draft pick that they added to the team. And then Jalen LeCue, who's on reserve. So the Boston Pilgrims are much different, and really just about every lineup is going to be different this year. And then for the Alaska Chill, you have Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. He played for the California Dragons last season. He comes over to Alaska. Alonzo Trier, who was with Vegas last year and actually did pretty well for Vegas last year. He decided to test free agency this year. And the biggest acquisition for the Chill, getting Giannis Antetokounmpo from Miami, which was a huge pickup for Alaska. Not only does that shore up a small forward position spot for them, that really puts them in a good spot. And then at power forward position, you have Frank Kaminsky, who was with the Sting last season, and then of course Kevin Gelly, who was with Alaska last year off the bench. He'll start this year. And then you have Jonathan Isaac, power forward out of Kansas. He was with Kansas City last year. Scotty Lewis, draft pick out of Florida, joins the team. And then Aaron Holiday, who was with Baltimore last season, so he comes over from Baltimore. So he leaves that fantastic team to come over to Alaska. And then Glenn Robinson III, who was with Alaska last year. Wilson Chandler, who was with the Neon last year, comes over. Joakim Noah was with the team last year. Jonathan Simmons, also with the team last year. And Gary Trent Jr., who was actually on the team last year also. And then, of course, Charles Bassey, 6'11" kid out of Western Kentucky, comes over to the team. Draft pick comes to the team. He'll start off on reserve for the team this year. California Dragons, hoping to avoid last place again. So them and Columbus are already on the hook for this year. Finish in last place again, you're going to be relocated. So for them, here is they add Kemba Walker, who was with the Columbus Basket Hounds last season. He comes over. Malik Monk, who was also with Columbus last year, he comes over. Justice Winslow comes over from Dallas. That helps shore up that small forward position. And the biggest acquisition from the champs, Aaron Gordon, comes over from San Diego to California to join the team, where he averaged almost 12 points a game last year, almost 5 rebounds a game, 2 assists a game, and was really a force for the, even though you really didn't see it too much in the playoffs, he did have his spurts of good games and then just not so great games. He was still a solid player for the Cyclones and helping them win the championship last year. And then Jackson Hayes, who played for San Francisco last year, and then Derek White, also, I believe, played with the team last year. He did. And then Jamal Crawford, the soon-to-be 41-year-old, comes over from Alaska to join the California Dragons, as he signed a one-year deal to join the team. And I pretty much have to think, well, maybe he did. Maybe he's thinking of maybe this will be the farewell tour for Jamal Crawford this year. Stanley Johnson comes over from Kentucky to join the team, and Mike Scott also comes over. He was actually with the team last year. Patrick Williams, he is a young man out of Florida State, their draft pick, so he comes in. Nicolo Mealy, also with San Francisco last year for the California Dragons. They're based out of San Francisco. And then Moritz Wagner, who was with the team last year also. And then Justin Patton, also with the team last year. Langston Galloway and Devin Dotson will be on reserve coming off the bench in case of injury. And then the Kentucky Colliers added Darius Garland, young man who played with Detroit last season. He comes over from Detroit to here. And then Victor Oladipo played for the team last year. Brandon Ingram comes over from St. Louis, where he averaged almost 10 points a game last season, comes over from St. Louis to join the Colliers. John Collins, it should be very much an interesting year. John Collins, who was with the team last year, and of course the Big A Train, hoping to bring his double-doubles to Kentucky, where he averaged 20 points a game last season for the Bandits and 10 rebounds a game, 1.5 at blocks per game, and shot 55% from the field, 32% from deep, and 85% from the free throw line. His best average so far. He scored 1,407 points last season and 722 rebounds, which were both highs for him, and 102 block shots, and he played every single game last season and had 41 double-doubles last season. So big marks for him. Reggie Jackson comes over from Columbus to join the Colliers this year. He averaged almost 12 points a game for the Basket Hounds last season. I guess he wanted to leave the sinking ship. I don't know if that ship's going to be sunk this year. Larry Nance Jr. with the team last year. Kevin Werder also with the team last year. Willie Cauley-Stein comes over from Seattle to join the team. And then Mason Plumlee from Washington comes over to join the team. Georgiou Zhang comes over from Chicago, where he backed up Montrezl Harrell. He comes over to join Kentucky this year. Trendon Watford, the rookie out of LSU, comes over and joins the team, gets signed by the team to help them provide small forward help there. And then, of course, Carson Edwards was also with the team last season also. Now, Bogdan Bogdanovic, he is an interesting story. He actually played for the California Dragons before he tore his ACL. He decided not to re-sign with the Dragons and decided to take his talents elsewhere, where he averaged almost 12 points a game last season for the ACL tear. But so he signs with the team, but he'll still be out 2 to 4 more months with that torn left ACL. So he is not 100%, but Kentucky knew that when they signed him. So it's still going to be a waiting game for him and what happens and how effective he'll be when he does come back. Now, the San Diego Cyclones, as you can see, major changes to this team, the champs from last year. Not only did they lose Stephon Curry, they added a key member of Baltimore's offense, Russell Westbrook, to the team. And boy, that is a major pickup there. Russell Westbrook averaged 16 points a game last season, almost 8 rebounds a game, and 5 assists a game. My goodness, he was Mr. Do-It-All last season, as he's hoping to carry the load this year for the champs. Luke Kennard, we know, was on the team last season. Nicholas Batum comes over from Atlanta to join the champs. Yes, indeed, major. JaMychal Green comes over also from Atlanta. So Batum and JaMychal Green come over from Atlanta to join the team. And the biggest, I would say, center position, I would say, was not exactly their strong point last year. Yes, Henson was a great defender, but he wasn't a difference maker. But they certainly got it this year with Marc Gasol, the 7'1" brother of Paul Gasol, who spent last season with Pittsburgh, decided to boost out of the Paladins and say, you know what, I don't want to play for y'all anymore. And he comes over and signs with the champs. And then they also added Domantas Sabonis, who came over from Montreal, a team that led the league in wins last year with 48 wins. He comes over from Montreal to join the champs. Monte Morris still with the team. Josh Okogie comes over from Wisconsin to join the champs. Zach Collins still with the team. And, of course, Bol, the 7'2" young man out of Oregon, where he averaged almost 8 points a game last season, 4 rebounds a game, and 0.7 blocks per game, as he scored 526 points in his rookie year, 284 rebounds, 28 assists, 24 steals, 47 block shots for the big man, as he actually played. He did not start any games, but he played every single game last year off the bench, 70 games, so that's a big plus there. So, and then JJ Barea out of Miami comes over. The Miami Night Owls. JJ Barea signs with the team. And then you have Wendell Moore, the draft pick out of Duke. And then Wesley Iwundu. Also, he re-signed. His contract was up. The team, since he was such a key portion to the team last season, he was a key. He was a key portion of the team last year, and he signed a 4-year deal to remain with the champs this year. So a big pickup there for the team. And then you have Tyler Bay, the young man out of Colorado. He'll come off the bench, and so will Kendrick Nunn, who was with the San Diego team last year, and he'll be on reserve in case of anything should happen. Nashville, another change in the whole spectrum of everything. Goran Dragic comes over from Chicago to run point for the Tempo this year, almost averaging 11 points a game, 4 assists a game, and 2 rebounds a game. He shot very well from the free throw line last year, 83%, as he really provided some good leadership at point guard for BC Chicago. Karis LeVert was with Nashville last year, almost averaging 10 points a game. But the big other acquisition, KD, Kevin Durant, comes over from Philly, where he averaged 18 points a game last season, and he comes over and joins the Nashville Tempo and hopes that they can get things turned around. Nikola Mirotic, also with Nashville last season, averaged 9 points a game and just about 5 rebounds a game. And then Jonas Valanciunas comes over from Boston. So he spent his time there. He averaged 9 points a game last season and pretty much 9 rebounds a game. So for points, he scored 510 points and 484 rebounds last season for Boston. So he's hoping to do better than that this year. Jahlil Okafor comes over from Baltimore to join the Tempo, as he decided to test free agency and join the team. And then Rodan Skurks comes over from the Neptunes of New Orleans to join the Tempo. John Henson, the guy we were just talking about with the champs, and he is now a member of the Nashville Tempo, coming over from San Diego. Now, he did not do too bad last year. Averaged 4 rebounds a game, 4 points a game, 6 rebounds a game, 1.1 in block shots, and yeah, I would say his big weak point was the free throws, shooting 58% for the free throw line. He scored 316 points last season, 433 rebounds, and had 75 block shots. So he is still a difference maker, but I guess in the sense of what they were looking for, they just once they got Marc Gasol, I think that made him a little bit more, needless to say, short on the list of whether they were going to retain him or not. Trey Burke comes over from the Denver Summit to join the team. Keldon Johnson was with Nashville last year. Cameron Payne also with Nashville last year. Jay Scrubb, young man out of Louisville, the draft pick they picked, so he's with the team. And Justin James, young man out of Wyoming, going into his second year. And then Ochai Agbaji is on reserve for the team. He was a draft pick out of Kansas this year, so he will start on reserve for the team this year. Atlanta Olympians. Yeah, so far it is a good mix of everything. John Wall comes over from Seattle, where he averaged 18 points a game, almost 5 assists a game last season. And so he'll join the Atlanta Olympians and hopefully maybe be a major factor for the team. Jimmy Butler comes over from Washington, where he averaged 12 points a game last season, and should be a big difference maker for the team. And then Kelly Olynyk, as he comes over from Denver this season. Wendell Carter Jr. also comes over from Tampa Bay, the Tampa Bay Sting, and he'll play center for the Olympians this year. Dwayne Dedman, who's with the Supernovas last year, starting center. He'll come off the bench this year. Tyler Johnson comes over from Washington. Taj Gibson comes over from the Leopards of LA. Wesley Matthews was with Philly last season. And Justin Jackson was with the team last year, so he did not move any. And Seth Curry, same thing, he did not move any. DeAnthony Melton came from the Champs, San Diego, so the breakup of the team continues. And then J.R. Smith, veteran J.R. Smith, comes over from Chicago, signs with Atlanta. And then Jordan Nwora, young man out of Louisville, the draft pick for Atlanta, as he is on reserve to start out the season. The Miami Night Owls, and remember the guy that they had last season, Giannis Antetokounmpo, as he decided to move on over to Alaska, or actually Alaska picked him up in that 3-person deal. They also, I don't think they did too badly. They had Ricky Rubio, the point guard who was with New Orleans last year. He's with the team this year. Ken Bazemore, who was with Washington last year, he'll add some hopeful shootability to the team at shooting guard. Jason Tatum, in the spot of Giannis Antetokounmpo, comes over from Phoenix, where he averaged almost 11 points a game last season, 4 rebounds a game. So he comes over and joins the team. TJ Leaf comes over, was with Miami last season, and Nikola Vucevic comes over from Carolina, the Carolina Fly Guys, where he's hoping to continue, his success he had last year for the Carolina Fly Guys, where he was basically the offense last year, averaging almost 15 points a game, 10 rebounds a game, and 1 block shot a game. He's over with the team this year. Serge Ibaka joins the team from San Jose, where he averaged 9 points a game last season, 6 rebounds a game, and 1.3 in block shots. And shot 82% from the free throw line, so he's turning into a very good free throw shooter. TJ Warren was with Alaska last year. He comes over from the cold state to Miami. Markelle Fultz comes over from Kentucky to join the team. And Jeremiah Robinson Earl, he was the draft pick up for the team, young man out of Villanova. Antonio Blakeney was with the team last year. Darius Baisley also with the team last year. And then you have Shelvin Mack, who was with the team last year. Ben McLemore also with the team. And then Musa also with the team last year. And then they signed big man, and I mean the biggest of the draft of free agency, 7'6", Taco Falls, out of UCF. So hopefully he'll get a chance to play some this year, of course, in case of injury. But hopefully the big man will be able to play some this year, and no doubt he's going to be a factor for the team. The Carolina Fly Guys. Yep, as you can see, the changes just continue. You have Jalen Brunson, who's with Carolina last year, averaged 8 points a game, almost 3 assists a game. So hopefully his numbers change a little bit this year. Mikal Bridges, also with Carolina last year. Now the biggest acquisition, LBJ, LeBron James, comes over from the Dragons, where he averaged 23 points a game last season, almost 24 points a game last season, and almost 8 rebounds a game, 5 assists a game, and 1 steal per game, and always a difference maker. Last year he totaled up over 1,656 points for with the Dragons last year, 529 rebounds, 355 assists, 72 steals, and 31 block shots last season, as I believe, he played every single game, had 18 double-doubles, 2 triple-doubles last year for the Dragons. So he comes over to Carolina. Luka Samanic, who was with the team last year. And then they also added DeAndre Jordan in the middle, someone that can be that difference maker for rebounding and shot blocking. So someone that can protect the rim at will. So he joins the team from Dallas. And then Theo Maledon, he is the draft pick out of France. And then Carmelo Anthony comes over from Boston to sign, of course, with LBJ to come off the bench and help them out. And then Alan Williams, he was with St. Louis last year. He signed a deal to come to Carolina. And then G.J. Augustine, who was with Tampa Bay last year. Terrence Ferguson was with Carolina last year. And then Dragon Bender, who was with Carolina last year. A.J. Lawson, he is the young man out of South Carolina, will come off the bench. And also Xavier Tillman from Michigan State. So he is also with the team. And then, of course, Isaac Bonga, who was with the Leopards last year. He signed with the team, but he'll come off the bench if needed. So, and then the Las Vegas Jacks, I tell you, the changes continue. Dennis Smith Jr. comes over and handles the point guard responsibilities as he played for New Orleans last season. Evan Fournier was with St. Louis last year. Bojan Bogdanovic, the brother of Bojan, came over from Kansas City to join the team. And then Kevin Love remains with us as he averaged almost 14 points a game, almost 8 rebounds a game last season for the Jacks. And then they add Nikola Jokic from Kansas City, who pretty much averaged almost 20 points a game last season and almost 13 rebounds a game last season. That is major. And then, of course, veteran Thomas Bryant, who played for the team last year, had a heck of a postseason run during that postseason. And then they added Andre Roberson from Jacksonville. So hopefully he'll be a bit more useful to the Jacks than he was with the Jump last year, as he only averaged 1 point shy of 2 points per game last season. Jeff Teague also comes over from Denver to join the team. Amari Spellman was with the team last year, as was Anthony Simons. Chandler Hutchinson also with the team last year too. Isaac Okoro, young man out of Auburn, the draft pick that they picked up, he is with the team. And Jalen Windler, who was also with the team last year. And Mai Oni, who was also with the team last year, will start this season on reserve. The El Paso Peppers. Yes, there were some changes on this team too, just like there were changes everywhere else, as they add Kobe White to the team this year, as he played for St. Louis last year. And then they acquired James Harden, the bearded one from Montreal, where he averaged 26 points a game last season, 5 assists a game, 4 rebounds a game, and almost 2 steals per game. He comes over and joins the team, the El Paso Peppers. And then Gordon Hayward, who was with the Neon last year, bringing his 14 points a game last season, hopefully to be a helpful help to the Peppers this year. Jeremy Grant, Kansas City, comes over to El Paso. And Aaron Baines. Now, that does kind of leave a little bit of a foothill because of Joel Embiid leaving El Paso, or actually being traded. And so Aaron Baines will have to kind of be the big man in the middle, as he came off the bench last season for Denver. So he'll have to be something of a factor this year. Darren Collison comes over from the Neon. C.D. Osman was with El Paso last year, as was Rua Hachimura. Matthew Deladova comes over from St. Louis. Thon Maker was with El Paso last season. And then Jim Agetwich, who was the draft pick out of high school. And then Aaron Naismith, also out of Vanderbilt, as he was a draft pick. And Adam Mokaka out of France, as he comes there. And Zach Norville Jr., also a draft pick out of Gonzaga. He'll start this year on reserve. So hopefully that'll be a good mix for the team this year. The San Jose Cyborgs. Now a little bit of change on the team this year. Fred Van Fleet runs the point guard. Will be running point guard this year, as he is 11 points a game last season with the Leopards. He comes over. Nickel Alexander Walker was with San Jose last year. Paul George comes over from Carolina to be the small forward. for the team. He averaged almost 16 points a game last season for the Fly Guys, so he's hoping to have a good year this year too. PJ Tucker was with San Jose last year. Steven Adams, the big man in the middle who played last season for the Neptunes, comes over from New Orleans to San Jose to hopefully be that man in the middle for him again this year. 11 rebounds a game. Christian Wood was also with Carolina last year, comes over. Josh Green, draft pick out of Arizona, will be playing for the team this year, their only draft pick this year. Bruce Brown out of San Jose, played with San Jose last year. And then Jacob Evans also played for San Jose last year. And also Admiral Schofield, who was with the team last year. Cassius Winston, a young man out of Michigan State, will come off the bench. And then Trayvon Duval, who was with Houston last year, young man out of Duke. And then Andrew Nixon, the other draft pick, was signed. He was drafted, then not signed by his original team, and then signed by San Jose. And then New York City Slickers added some talent themselves. Eric Bledsoe comes over from Wisconsin, where he had 11 points a game last season, 4 assists a game for the Bandits last year. And then CJ McCollum, who was with the team last year, pretty much averaged 17 points a game last season for the team. Harrison Barnes, who was with Miami last year, so he comes over to a new team. And Siakam, who comes over from BC Chicago to join the City Slickers and hopefully to be a major factor for the team this year. And of course DeAndre Ayton, who was with the team last year, averaging 13 points a game and almost 9 rebounds a game. And so he'll be back at center position. Kevon Looney was with Miami last year. He comes over. Taurean Prince was with the team last year. And R.J. Hampton, the draft pick out of high school, joins the team. And then Andre Iguodala, who was with the team last year. Kent Birch, also with the team last year. Jamario Jones, also with the team last year. Ish Smith was with the team. Isaiah Joe was with draft pick out of Arkansas. And then Mamadi Diakite will join the team this year. So, and then Diakite, also with the team. He was a draft pick out of Virginia. He'll start the season on reserve this year. Then the Leopards with Dante Exum. He was with the team last year. Gary Harris, also with the team last year. And then DeAndre Hunter, also with the team last year. Their big acquisition, of course, was Blake Griffin from the Phoenix Monsters. So Blake coming over, averaging 13 points a game last season, 6 rebounds a game, and 3 assists a game. So he's hoping to bring big numbers to the team this year. Al Horford, who was with the team last year, hoping to continue his run. Andrew Wiggins comes over from Columbus, where he averaged almost 12 points a game last season for the Basket Hounds. He's hoping the new change, the scenery, will help him. Miles Bridges was with Washington last season. He's with the team this year. And Tomas Satoransky was with San Jose last year. He's new to the team. Danny Green was with the team last year. Corey Joseph also with the team last year. And then you have Justin Holiday, who was with Pittsburgh last year. And then Jalen Smith, the draft pick out of Maryland. And then Luol Deng, who was with Dallas last year. And then Kyle O'Quinn coming off reserve. He was with Washington last year. So he'll come off on reserve in case of injury for the team. The Jacksonville Jump, the runners-up in the finals. Yep. Wait until you see this team. This is going to be an absolute shocker for you. And here you go. You have Stephon Curry comes over from the champs of San Diego to the runners-up. Obviously, the jump felt after last season they needed more three-point help, so they went after the biggest prize in the whole thing, and that was Stephon Curry. He not only shot 49% from the field, 41 from deep, and shot 93% from the free throw line. He had monster year last year. 1,260 points, 315 assists, 80 steals, and he was 10 away from 900 field goals for the season, and 209 three-pointers made last season, 165 free throws made out of 177 attempts, and he played in 63 games. Remember, he was injured during the stretch run of the team last year. While they were trying to secure that final spot, he had 2 double-doubles, so he's hoping to stay healthy this year and run the numbers that he needs to. Shaquille Harrison was with El Paso this year. He joins the jump. Michael Porter Jr. was also, as we know, was with the team last year. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist joins the team from Columbus, so he'll join the team tonight. And Yusuf Nurkic comes over from Philly, where he averaged 12 points a game, 9 rebounds a game. And then Joe Harris comes over from Vancouver to join the team. Cody Zeller remaining with the team. And then Jaren Grant comes over from Denver. And Cody Zeller really had a good year last year. Almost 8 points a game last year, points per game last season on 5 rebounds a game, and almost a block shot per game. So he really did well. Jaren Grant, Mike Muscala comes over from Kansas City. Dorian Finney-Smith, of course, was with the team last year, coming off the bench. Samuel Williamson, a young man out of Louisville, will come off the bench. Alex Abrinas comes over from the Fly Guys to join the team. Cassius Stanley, the other draft pick out of Duke, to join the team. And then, of course, Udoka Azubuike will come off will start this season on reserve, just in case, since they already do have center help in Zeller. So, but in case of injury, Azubuike will be off the bench to help them out. So, major shocker there. Dallas Barons had Trae Young, and of course he was with the team last year, averaging 14 points. Actually, was with Boston last year, averaging 14 points a game. Tyrese Halliburton, he was the young man out of Iowa State, the draft pick out of Iowa State, comes over to the team. Otto Porter was with Chicago last year, comes over to Dallas this year, hopefully to have a good year. Billy Preston comes over from Tampa Bay, where he was a bench player. Now he's going to be in the starting 5, so he's hoping to have a good season there. Nerlens Noel, the center who played for Wisconsin and then was injured during the stretch run when Wisconsin was trying to make the playoffs and missed the entire postseason. Elfrid Payton also comes over from Vancouver to join the team, and Sheik Diallo was with the team. Was actually with Kentucky last season. Jeremy Lin was with Dallas last season. Jake Layman also was with the team last year, and Gerald Green comes over from Houston to join the team this year, and DiVincenzo was with Dallas last year. So, and then Lewis King comes over from Vegas, where he was hardly ever used in Vegas, so he's hoping to be used with the new team this year. And Killian Tilly, the young man out of Gonzaga, who was drafted by the team, so he's hoping to help them out. And then Reggie Perry, young man out of Mississippi State, he'll start the season on reserve. So that is about halfway done of what we're going for right now. I could show you all the teams tonight, but then we wouldn't be able to get to any game action, so I'll show you the rest tomorrow, starting with the New York Neon. So tonight we have a rematch. We have a big rematch in the Storms in the whole action here tonight. And as we take a look at the daily view, 2 games have already been completed. The Bandits beat the Leopards 88-67, and the Barons took care of the Pilgrims by 5 points, 86-81. And so our opening games tonight, the Miami Night Owls, a rematch of the second round of the playoffs last season. The Miami Night Owls will go head to head with the runners-up of the conference of the of the grand finals. So the Jacksonville Jump and the Miami Night Owls will go head to head, and then the Bruisers will go toe to toe with the Tampa Bay Sting, and then you'll see some new faces on the Sting also. So so the Jump and the Night Owls going head to head tonight. There you see the lineups: Rubio, Bazemore, Tatum, Leaf, and Vucevic against Stephon Curry, Shaquille Harrison, Michael Porter Jr., Michael Gilchrist, and Yusuf Nurkic. And there are the uniforms for tonight's battle. And just kind of okay, so there's our lineup for tonight, and away we go. So yes, very big moves here done here tonight, and huge. So as we get ready for the lineup here tonight, so Rubio against Stephon Curry. Mike says Kermit. So this should be a dandy of a season opener here tonight. The Jump and the Miami Night Owls. So Steph Curry, who averaged 20 points a game last season, shot 41% from deep against Nikola Vucevic and the Night Owls, and that's what they averaged last season. So opening night here of the eXba as new everything, new team, new welcome to Miami. And there you can see a little bit of changes on the court. As you can see, the XBA has a 2 next to it. That's to represent the second season. So here we go indeed. And there you see the Jump schedule: off to Las Vegas, home against the Founder, home against Anaheim, and then on the road, and then home again against the Paladins. So Jacksonville, the Jump, with that fast break mentality of theirs, against, of course, Miami Night Owls last season. Giannis Antetokounmpo helped carry the team. This year, a whole new squad to carry the load this year, and that is going to be a major, I truly feel will be a major factor this year for the team in general. So the referee ready to toss it up here. Season number 2 is underway as Rubio bringing the ball up here. And also some of the rule changes they added this year: a 30-second, as Leaf can't get the shot to go in, a 30-second shot clock this year as part of the rule changes this year. And Curry Oh boy, he wanted to start this thing off with a bang with that three-pointer. And there goes Tatum. Lost the ball there, and Bazemore, as they will reset the offense once again. And now inside to Vucevic, as he'll just take it in and slam it home. 2-0 Miami, as the Night Owls are on the board, as we finally have somebody score. And Nurkic against Vucevic, and no dice on that shot there. So Vucevic, very good defense. And there is some tough challenge there by Nurkic. Good job of not fouling. Harrison back for three, nails it. And it's a 3-2 lead. And there you see the eXba to represent the second season. And now Nurkic really playing some tough defense on Vucevic, but no dice there, as Vucevic knows how to move around there. So Curry, yes, we know how much of a threat he was last season from deep, and right now he is 0 for 2 in shooting three-pointers this year. He's still looking for that first three-pointer of the second season. Tatum for deep. Boy, nails the three, and it's 7-3. Miami in the lead. So actually, that was nice little flip by Curry, and he scores his first 2 points for the new team this year. So 7-5 in favor of Miami. So inside, Vucevic, a little hook, nice job there. 9-5, as Vucevic certainly giving Miami some inside presence. And three-pointer for Curry, right back at you. And now he got his first 2 points, and then hits his first three with the new team, and the first three of the new year. As Rubio still shows some get up in those legs of his. As Porter Jr. for three. So Curry gives up the rock, and it's a tie game. Actually, that was actually counted as a 2. So Leaf. So Rubio moving it around. Bazemore, who can also go deep himself, and he does. So three-pointer for Ken Bazemore. Curry is just getting warmed up. And a three-pointer there, no good for Shaquille Harrison. He hit the first one, could not get the second one. And there's a foul on Rubio. Curry, his first foul. And they also upped the time by 1 minute. Last season, games were 9 minutes long. This year, the league office decided to go 10 minutes in hopes of favorable scoring for both teams, and a little bit more hopeful scoring averages. So Rubio at the line cannot get the first one. It was in and spins out, and then hits the second shot. So 1 out of 2, and remember in the playoffs just how important those free throws were last season. And Curry from deep could not get it. Cut this thing to 1 point. So Tatum inside to Vucevic. Oh! A little bit of a tip there. No goaltending called there. Of course, there was a change in the spectrum of the goaltending, as if the ball hits the rim, they can make a play on it. But I'm not sure if that ball was on the way down or whatever, but Nurkic tipped it out. So Ken Bazemore looking to Vucevic. And outside to TJ Leaf, and Nurkic with the rebound. And there's a steal by Bazemore on Curry, and look out, style points right there for Ken Bazemore. With a nice left ham, just for good measure. And Shaquille Harrison can't get it. Nurkic will score 2 points. Boy, he had the inside position. Yep, slam bam. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for playing. And again, inside to Vucevic, blocked by Nurkic. And Harrison trying to make a difference there in the lead. Can't do it. Bazemore with the rebound. And Rubio looking to drive the lane. Picking up foul number 2 on Steph Curry. And already the Jacksonville Jump has a player in foul trouble. So there's a nice free throw. And Rubio goes 2 for 2. So 19-13, Serge Ibaka comes into the game now for the Night Owls to give Vucevic a little bit of a breather, and picks up the steal. Markelle Fultz inside to Jeremiah Robinson Earl, who is first action of this rookie season with the young men, as he is taking on Cody Zeller, and Zeller with the block. And again, whoo, boy, I tell you, that ball looked like it wanted to go in, bouncing around there like real estate, and it just did not. And Nurkic, yeah, when you have Markelle Fultz, that's just too easy a matchup. So 19-15 in favor, the Night Owls in favor of the team, as I tell you, Rubio is certainly turning it around this year. He was not quite as this aggressive last year with the Neptunes. And again, Rubio goes 2 for 2, 21-15. 83% from the from the free throw line. So Warren dealing with Nurkic. Oh, what a block by Warren. And Harrison for 3 nails that one. And it's a 3-point game once again between these two bitter rivals here in Florida. And Jeremiah Robinson Earl trying to drive on Nurkic. He is not going to move that melt. And now Robinson Earl trying to make something happen here. Did a little turnaround, kind of faked Nurkic out, but Nurkic was able to rally back and play some solid defense. So Nurkic over to Harris, over to Jerian Grant. And that is a very tough and good Grant as he cuts it to 1 point now. Percentages. And, ooh, nice finish for Markelle Fultz. Yep, he's just getting started with the fouls. Already has to take a seat on the bench after picking up 2 quick ones. As Rubio, I tell you, showing the hands. Really trying to, and there's a foul by Serge Ibaka, his first foul. Whew. So that will put Nurkic at the free throw line. The Usef Nurkic. Now the big question is, will he be a big time difference maker for the team this year? So 23-22, Markelle Fultz. Oh, he has such a quick step. Oh, can't finish at the rim. As Jerry Grant. And, 2 points there. Grant just kind of made Warren look absolutely silly. Made him commit way too early. And a 1-point lead for the jump. So the jump. And Fultz for 3. Gets the roll. And 3-pointer for Markelle Fultz. Good assist from Rubio. And Grant right back at you. I tell you, this team might not need Steph Curry to do all of the what a move by Ricky Rubio. And that's the end of the first period. Oh, I would say these teams are more than even. So what a first period we just had. The Miami Night Owls lead it by 2 points here in the opening night. So welcome back everybody to Miami, Florida, where the Night Owls have a 2-point lead on the Jacksonville Jump as period number 2 underway. Steph Curry having to sit on the bench due to foul trouble early in the first period. So Shaquille Harrison loses the handle. Just trying to do way too much. Rubio over to Fultz. Fultz over to Warren. And now Ibaka with the screen. Fultz just will take it and take it himself. So 4-point lead for the Night Owls. Hey, I don't know what it is. Something about season number 2 is just completely different. That was a solid slam dunk there. So Jeremiah Robinson Earl for 3. Got it! As he drills it. Young man scoring his first points of his professional career. And there is a solid block shot. And here goes Robinson Earl again with a nice 2 points there. And the Night Owls out to a 35-28 lead. As they are certainly not giving up. And there's 2 points for Grant. So Steph Curry looking to come back in as there's a foul by Cody Zeller, his first. So Markelle Fultz will go to the free throw line. And on the first buzz, Steph Curry will come back into the game. As the first shot goes off. And the second shot also off, so no points at the free throw line. And Curry inside to Zeller. I tell you, as I said last season in the playoffs, he just looks like an absolutely changed player. Now Warren on the drive. Nice finish there. 37-32 as the Night Owls continue to just put the pressure on them. And Zeller for two. And then we're back to a 3-point lead. I'll tell you, back and forth we go. And now Bazemore for three. Oh! As that is 2 points for Grant, as Fultz trying to provide defense just couldn't do it. And a 1-point lead here. Get the first timeout portion of the game, the under 8 timeout. Some of the new rule changes this year. You have the under 8 timeout in the second and fourth periods, and then you also have the under 2 timeout. Oh yeah, I mean, you're starting off against the runners up from last year's finals. Yes, you definitely want to put your team you definitely want to put your team in a good position to get that first big win. As like I said, due to the what a steal by Harris. As he'll challenge Ibaka. Ibaka picks up his second foul. So Curry with 2 fouls, Serge Ibaka with 2 fouls. And Eric Spoelstra, hoping to have an excellent year for the team this year. So first free throw is in as Harris goes 2 for 2. So 38-37. So Ibaka with 2 fouls. And Spoelstra, yes, you know he's got to be thinking. And now Harris having to deal with Ibaka, and he picks up Mike Muscala. First foul on Muscala. Serge Ibaka kind of goes back and says, you know what? I'm going to get a foul on somebody myself. As Ibaka misses the first. As he'll get the second, and a tie game. Jason Tatum back in the game now for the Night Owls. Now Tatum dealing with Harris, who is a 3 threat. Now I'll tell you one thing, Jacksonville's really added, and there's the first foul on Bazemore, really added some 3-point specialists to the team this year. Harris, Steph Curry, Shaquille Harrison, who was with the team last year but just never really got much of a opportunity to play since the team was so dominated by the team of Ben Simmons and company. And there's the first free throw for the jump. So it's hard to say, but Mike, go ahead and give me your impressions of what you've seen so far. Do you think both teams are pretty much better off with the players they had last year, or do you think each team got better in the sense of with the acquisition of the key players on the group? So right now Tatum really having some issues here with Michael Porter Jr., but a nice little backward shot. And 2 points, and we're tied again. So Harris can't get that one to go, and Vucevic. As Fultz, as he is fouled by Muscala, his second foul. So Markelle Fultz hoping to be a bit more successful at the free throw line than he was the first time when he went 0 for 2. So 7 points tonight for Fultz, and make that 0 for 3 at the free throw line. So Zeller will come out, and Michael Kidd-Gilchrist comes into the game. As there, we go. The first free throw. 1 for 4 in the game for 1 for 4 in the game for the team. As there's a slam dunk for Muscala. So Miami, their biggest lead was 7. Lead changes 7 times for. And now Tatum, oh, he hit the outbounds line. Oh yeah, each team seems to have a better mix of strengths and weaknesses. Yeah, I would truly feel that way too. There's not like, I mean, you have good players, but then it seems like you have a good mix of good players and a good mixture of young players. So I think some teams are going to benefit a bit more than some did last year, where some of them were really dominated. And Vucevic with a nice little backward flip. You know, in the case of teams like the Jump, who were so dominantly led by Ben Simmons, I think having a different club this year, the way they have it now, I think will benefit the teams much more. And Tatum for 3. Oh, almost. And now Jacksonville trying to get on that run. And their coach likes running that fast break. Tatum with 5 points still. Almost could have had 8. Second chance points last year. There you see the Jump led. They were ball hawkers for that last year. Curry driving it in. Fultz can't finish it. And now Harris having to deal with Ibaka. And Fultz. Curry. And there's a nice block by Vucevic on Curry. And Bazemore cannot believe the lane was that open as he gets the shot to go in. So a chance for 3-point play. Now a chance for 3 points the old-fashioned way. Now, as he'll clank that one. And Curry for 3. Can't get that one. Leaf with the rebound. No, 45-42. Fans here in Miami absolutely trying to support their team right now. As Fultz, Porter Jr. picking up his first foul. And Markelle Fultz, I tell you, he has had a very busy night at the free throw line, but the success ratio of that has not been very good. There we go. And 2 for 2 there. So that's a very good shot. And Curry. Back over to Curry again for 3. And nice rebound for Tatum. So Tatum for 3. Oh, Vucevic with the offensive board as Leaf is fouled by Porter Jr., his second foul of the night. Of the starting 5, Michael Porter Jr. is the only lone returning starter from last year's team. And TJ Leaf gets the first free throw to go in goes 2 for 2. So that is where you're going to win the games, and that's the big question right now. Right now Miami has made sure they have not fouled Curry, put him on the free throw line because they know just how dangerous he is. As, oh, what a block by Vucevic on Nurkic. As Tatum, and he has his shot rejected by Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. Talk about getting the hops up. as Curry having his shot rejected by Markelle Fultz. And now Porter Jr. in the corner. And Vucevic wins the rebounding battle against Nurkic. And now Spoelstra is telling his team just slow it down. We don't have to go 150 miles an hour all night. As Tatum once again trying to get something going from three, cannot do it. It seems like Tatum is trying to put the hammer down on Jacksonville. As there's a foul on Tatum, his first. So it was either going to be Vucevic or Tatum. And now Warren back in the game. And Ricky Rubio also returning after having a solid first period. And Vucevic will just turn around. He did not he did not realize that Nurkic was not exactly in position to guard him. So he just took the opening, and now steal there. And here goes Bazemore navigating the lane, and he's fouled by Michael Gilchrist. And I tell you, Miami really trying to put the hammer down here. And Bazemore lefty 2 for 2 at the line. So 53-44. Jacksonville down by 9 points in the game. And Grant and Rubio with a nice defense. And Bazemore again, and he's fouled once again, this time by Nurkic. His second foul, so plenty of guys around Jacksonville with 2 fouls right now. Muscala, Nurkic, Curry with 2. And the buzzer. So 10-point lead, 11-point lead for Miami. As right now, and Jacksonville not exactly getting their best free throw shooter there, but Jerry Grant, once again, he is not quitting. 12 points in the game for his new team. And there's a steal by Shaquille Harrison, as he'll slam it home, 55-48. And there is the under 2 timeout. So it took a while, but we finally did hit the under 2 timeout. So Miami 55-48, going to try and turn things around here. So Rubio, Jeremiah Johnson, Robinson Earl, and Rubio for 3. Well, he was open. Why not try it? Since everybody else is having a good night shooting the 3 so far. So Grant inside to Zeller. Oh, back outside to Grant. As that's no good there on the floater. So the final 15 seconds. And Bazemore has had a heck of a game so far as Rubio, ooh, he is blocked. And there's the half-court heave. Ooh, was in and then rattles out. So halftime is upon us here in Miami, where the Night Owls lead at 55-48. A great start to the season opener here tonight for the Night Owls and the Jacksonville Jump in a rematch of last year's second round of the playoffs. So Steve Clifford talking to the TV people saying that, you know, the defense needs to pick it up a bit and, of course, get their shooters open. So the Miami Night Owls, I'll tell you, so far as you say, Mike, a great half. Miami doesn't want to lose the opener in the hometown, especially against their rivals, the Jacksonville Jump. Of course, you have three teams in this league out of Florida: Miami, Jacksonville, and Tampa Bay. So you can only imagine just how the the base of the rivalry is going to be between these two state teams. So as we take a look at the halftime stats of the first half, Ken Bazemore pacing the Night Owls with 11 points, 1 rebound and 1 steal, and a big three-pointer and 4 for 5 at the free throw line. Markel Fultz, a very good half for him, 10 points, as he averaged 9 points last season with the Philadelphia with Kentucky team. 1 assist, 1 block shot, and 3 for 6 from the free throw line, including 1 big three. Vucevic, 10 points, 10 rebounds, 2 block shots. So he continues his double doubles, and 1 steal for him. But he also has 2 offensive rebounds. Ricky Rubio, 9 points, 3 assists for the young man out of Spain. And I tell you, he has certainly come to play in this game. 5 for 6, driving the lane, getting the fouls. He is 5 for 6 for free throws in the first half. Jeremiah Robinson Earl, young rookie out of Villanova, already has 5 points, including a big 3 in the corner in Muscala's face, and 2 rebounds in the game. Jason Tatum struggling a little bit, 2 for 7, 1 for 4 from deep, but he has 5 points and 2 rebounds. He played last season with Phoenix. TJ Leaf with 2 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist for him. And TJ Warren also with 2 points. And he has what I call the trifecta: 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 steal, and a block shot. And then Serge Ibaka with 1 point, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, and also a block shot for the big man. And then Blakeney, McLemore, Mack, and Baisley have not played in the game yet. Jaron Grant leads the team for the Jump with 12 points, as he had an absolutely lit up first half as he played for Denver last season. And Shaquille Harrison also 8 points, 1 assist, 1 steal, as he played for El Paso last year. Nurkic 8 points, 9 rebounds, 3 block shots for Big Yusuf, as he played for Philadelphia. In the first half, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, also picked up 2 fouls in the game. So we, as we saw in the playoffs, as we saw in the finals, he did have one bad game in the finals where he only scored 5 points at halftime and then just lit it up in the second half, which was game 4 of that series. Cody Zeller with 4 points, 3 rebounds, and a block shot. Joe Harris with 4 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Muscala with 4 points and 1 rebound. Michael Porter Jr. with 3 points, the lone 3 he's hit in the game. And Michael Kidd-Gilchrist with 1 rebound, 2 blocks for Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. Long arms that young man is. And Doran Finney-Smith, Cassius Stanley, Alex Abrinas, and Samuel Williamson have not seen action yet in this game. So we still have the second half to go and what should be a highly entertaining No, there's a shot there for Jacksonville, and Vucevic with his 11th rebound of the game tonight, as he is having quite a ball game. So Tatum hoping to drive the lane, and his struggles continue just a bit. I certainly hope he's not trying to take it all himself, as Michael Kidd-Gilchrist slams it home with authority. So 5-point lead here for Miami. And Bazemore from deep nails that one, as Ricky Rubio with the assist. As Bazemore certainly having a good start to this first game of the season. Porter Jr. for 3, no good. And tough challenge there for Gilchrist. Could not finish it with the traffic around him. So 8-point lead for Miami. And now Tatum just inside the 3-point line nails the 2-pointer. He's got 7 points, 3 for 9 shooting tonight. And Curry for 3. And he is struggling, and Vucevic picking up his first foul. Yep, Jacksonville. No, Shaquille Harrison with the drive, can't get that one. Leaf with the rebound. And now Bazemore back out to Rubio's. Reset everything back up here. And Vucevic. Oh, can't get the finish there. And Porter Jr. So Tatum mashed up against Nurkic. As Nurkic, oh, good defense by Tatum. Giving up some size and weight there against the big man. So Bazemore driving the lane. Oh, he is rejected by Gilchrist. And Nurkic, thank you. And it's an 8-point lead once again. So Ibaka. So Tatum. And Leaf. Oh, what a slam. As he just kept fighting inside against Michael Kidd-Gilchrist and then slams it home with authority. So Curry coming out the second half, starting a little slow with only 5 points. But it's not like he has to absolutely put it all on his shoulders, because he does have some playmakers on this team now. So Rubio driving the lane. Oh, he is rejected once again, either by Gilchrist or or Porter Jr. And now Porter Jr. with the score, and it's 62-56. So Tatum driving the lane against Porter Jr. and still can't get the shot going. So he is struggling this first game of the season. And Gilchrist inside, can't get the finish. And Miami has Tatum. Nice three there. Nice assist. And there's a timeout by the Jump, their first of the game. So 65-56. As Clifford has seen enough right now. He does not want this whole thing to just get away from his team right now. So Rubio certainly having a good game for the team in this opening season battle between these two interstate rivals. And of course, you know, as I said before, Jacksonville coming in this game as a rematch of the second round of the playoffs between these two teams. But of course, Jacksonville, you know, conference finals champions in the East and runners up in the grand finals last season against the San Diego Cyclones. And can't wait to see the first, as I say, the first, you know, really first home games for both squads, Jacksonville and San Diego. See how the defending champs do with their new squad, with with Russell Westbrook going from Baltimore to San Diego. Will he be able to keep up the winning tradition so far that has been evidence in the them winning the championship last season? And Curry, I tell you now, it says something when Rubio, who is probably a very good defender, but he doesn't even bother to go out on Curry on that three-pointer, and Curry clanking it off the rim. So Curry obviously struggling with the shot just a little bit here in the opening game of the season. So Ibaka dealing with Mike Muscala, and Rubio driving the lane. Oh, lost the handle thanks to the nice defense. And there's a shot. Nice shot there by Joe Harris. So 6 of 15 in the second half, 5 of 10 for Miami. And Warren from deep, and it's a 10-point lead. And Harris for three, as he nails it from the corner. And like I said, this team does have players that can. This team does have players. Alright, make a quick change here real quick. So Warren over to Rubio. Rubio kind of on the burn just a little bit here in the first game of the season. And Ibaka can't get the shot to go in. And here goes Curry. And Vucevic, just a step slow in trying to defend that shot. And Fultz, as he is fouled by Cody Zeller, his second foul of the game. And Fultz, I tell you, he is becoming, yeah, had a little bit of a rough start in the beginning with free throws, but he has certainly come on here and really done well. 72-65 with those two shots. Matt comes in for Ricky Rubio, who gets a much-deserved break. And here goes Fultz. Alley-oop. Oh, well, Vucevic was a little bit of a step too slow. And Ibaka with the rebound. Shelvin Mack in the game for the first time. No, inside to Vucevic, who is just getting absolutely covered. So Ibaka with the turnaround. Can't get that one to go in. And there's a foul on TJ Warren, his first. So Jerry Grant will go to the free throw line. I tell you, he has really... Yep, they got to find a way to mesh right. Yeah, that is true. New teammates. It'll be interesting. And when you have one guy, same thing with San Diego, you have one guy who was part of that starting five last season, and you only have one. And same thing for Jacksonville this year. Michael Porter Jr. being the lone returner from the starting five, thanks to the deal of acquiring three of the best players. They kind of even up the team. Shelvin Mack for three. Oh boy, that rattles out. And there is a shot for Harris as he could not finish it. And here goes Fultz. Oh my goodness. Oh, Curry driving inside, and the struggles continue. Both teams are just kind of on a cold streak here. And three-pointer there. No good once again. Mack with the rebound. And again, Bolster says, slow it down. We are just forcing way too many bad shots here. So Fultz with the drive. And Ibaka guilty of the illegal screen. Wipe out the 2 points. And a turnover for the Night Owls. As I tell you, just like the playoffs, this year is going to be highly interesting. Curry inside the arc finally gets something and comes to lead 3. So the final 10 seconds. So Warren for 3. Nice assist by Shelvin Mack. 2.2 seconds left on the clock as Curry heaves it, and that's the end of the third period. Miami 75, Jacksonville 69, as we head to the fourth and final period here in the season opener between the Night Owls and the Jump. So welcome back, everybody. Miami against Jacksonville here in Miami, Florida. And tonight's assist of the game right here. This nice pass to Rubio from TJ Warren. This was the end of the first period as Rubio beat the clock and everything. And a very entertaining first period. And now as we start the second period, here goes Miami in the lead, 75-69. Rubio back in the game as he did get a nice breather from Shelvin Mack. And Serge Ibaka, well, I tell you, he was challenged by Zeller, and Curry misses that shot. And Rubio once again just going to kind of will kind of just slow it down just a bit. And Warren. And Jeremiah Robinson Earl for 2. That's this young man certainly turning in a great performance tonight here in the first game of the season. And the first game of his professional career. As Zeller with a nice slam, 77-71. As there's a three-pointer, nice shot there for Ken Bazemore as he is having a solid game tonight. 80-71. As Spoelstra pulled it out just a little bit, the little freeze 5, what he calls the freeze 5, as Ibaka with a nice defense on Zeller. And again, Spoelstra pulling out the freeze, what he calls the freeze 5. And Ibaka for 3, no good there. Curry with the rebound. And and that did not excite head coach Eric Spoelstra too much, as he's bringing other players now into the game after that pitiful offensive performance, as we saw Ibaka shoot the three-pointer and miss. So Bazemore for 3 again. I tell you, he is dropping the dimes tonight. 83-71. And a timeout for Jacksonville. So 7:20 left to go, as that is the under 8 timeout. As right now, I tell you, the freeze frame really has Jacksonville scrambling just a little bit. Miami kind of pulling something out of the hat here. Why not? They have a 12-point lead. 7:20 left to go. I tend to wonder just how far Spoelstra feels he can carry that freeze 5, especially against teams like, especially against guys like Steph Curry, the Jump, who like to bring on that pressure and really force bad shots here. As again, Miami, I tell you, Miami is really challenging the shots tonight by the Jacksonville Jump. And now Spoelstra brings out the freeze 5 again. And now Bazemore driving the lane, picks up the foul, this time on Nurkic, his 3rd foul of the game. So the first Jacksonville player to hit 3 fouls tonight. And the 5-you're out rule still applies. They did have a discussion in the offseason of possibly moving it up to 6, but it was absolutely voted down by a wide margin. 2 votes for yay and the rest were no's. And Curry, I tell you, he is absolutely struggling with his shots tonight, and that is just a bad pass there. So Ibaka, what were you thinking of, young man? And Nurkic. And Rubio for 3. Ooh. And Rubio nails the three-pointer. 87-73 right now. And Jacksonville, oh, there's a foul. Michael Gilchrist guilty of the illegal screen. So eXba was guilty for one, and this time it is Michael Gilchrist for the jump guilty of the foul, and Vucevic coming into the game now. Over to Tatum for three, rattles that home. 90 to 73. As right now Jacksonville looks absolutely. And now Nurkic will score those 2 points, 90 to 75. And now Tatum taking the advantage on the drive, picking up the third foul on Michael Porter Jr. And Curry. So Jason Tatum. And the shot is good. So 91 and 92-75 in favor of the Night Owls here. They are putting on the show for the hometown fans tonight, aren't they? So inside Vucevic and Nurkic. And now Curry strips the net with that nice three. Nice pass from Nurkic. And Rubio inside, 2 points. He saw Curry do it earlier in the game and says, hey, I can do that too. Your little scoop layup. As Nurkic, a lot of traffic on that drive, couldn't get to it, and now here goes Bazemore. He's fouled by Shaquille Harrison, his first of the night, 94 to 78. And 1 for 2 at the line for Bazemore. And now Curry trying to find some room. And nice rebound for Vucevic. He is having a game tonight. And a quick timeout by Miami just to they know that Bazemore and Rubio have had a good game tonight, and they have really been putting a very good effort tonight. So right now some other kids going to be coming in the game. There's Baisley coming in, Blakeney coming in the game, and Shelvin Mack. Just to give him some PT time here. So Vucevic, player of the game tonight with 10 points, and the rest are rebounds. He has not scored any here in the second half, but certainly had a solid first half. And now Tatum, 2 points there. Just broke away from Michael Porter Jr. And now Curry dealing with Shelvin Mack. And now three-pointer, no good. Tatum, well, I thought he had it. And what a block by Baisley. Well, you can definitely tell Miami is feeling it here at home. They are feeling the buzz of the hometown crowd here tonight. They are playing absolutely inspired ball here tonight. And again, just challenging. As Mac can't get the shot off. Or actually he did, but could not get it very good. As again, good defense once again. Baisley just causing all sorts of havoc. And now Baisley inside to Vucevic. And here he scores his first 2 points of the second half. They are on fire. 14 points tonight. Nurkic with 14. Miami or Jacksonville calling a timeout, so that's not the under 2 timeout. With 2:17 left to go. So timeout is over, and Jacksonville will inbound the ball, and Zeller hits the line. So another turnover tonight for Jacksonville. This just has not been their night tonight. And Vucevic from deep, no good there. And he figured everyone else was hitting one, why not try it myself? As there's 2 points for Zeller. And Zeller doing well so far, as he's got 8 points right now here. As Mac is fouled by Jerry Grant, his first. As Shelvin Mack cannot get the first one. And he can't get the second one, so they come still 1 point shy of triple digits here in the season opener tonight. Where the next home game, next one, oh, what a block by Vucevic. Where if they do hit 100 points, it'll be 100 plush Night Owl figures to hand out at the door for the next home game for the Night Owls. So Baisley driving it, and he is fouled by Dorian Finney-Smith, his first action tonight, and another chance to hopefully maybe get 100. And there it is. So the first 100 guests on the next Miami home game, 100 plush Miami Night Owls, will be handed out at the door. As he does get the 1 for 2, but Baisley did get the big number, and Blakeney fouls the young man Samuel Williamson, his first action of the game tonight. So a chance for this young man. Lots of rookies playing tonight, as he can't get that one. Now you tend to wonder, as much as free throws were a struggle last season for Jacksonville, obviously Miami did not want to put Curry on the line. That was evident. They did not want to put Curry on the line because they know how automatic he is at the free throw line. So Miami, avoiding that, did a very good job on that fact. Jerry Grant for 2. But you have to give it to the team tonight. They certainly played well. So Baisley driving the lane. He is fouled. Teller will pick up his third foul. Woohoo! Yes, 100 plush Miami Night Owls to hand out for the next home game. And Baisley gets his second point of the night. 101-85. And Jacksonville looking to just hopefully end the suffering. Just get done, get out of here. And Baisley with a block. What a massive block shot that was, and that is going to do it, as Shelvin Mack, all he's going to do is just pull out the frozen five. Macklemore, Jeremiah Robinson Earl, great effort he played tonight, and that is the ball game. Ooh, what a season opener for Miami tonight. Great start to the season for tonight. Yes, you lose Giannis Antetokounmpo, but you acquire some good players. You get some great draft picks for Jacksonville. Looks like, maybe drawing back to square one just a little bit for Steve Clifford. He knows it. He knew coming into this game it was not going to be, he knew it wasn't going to be the same team. The only returning starter from that team, Michael Porter Jr. And Miami certainly came out inspired tonight. Heck of a shot there. Now, as we take a look at the final stats, Bazemore with 22 points tonight, 1 rebound, 1 assist, and 1 steal. Went 6 for 9 at the free throw line, 4 for 5 from deep. He was absolutely deadly from deep. Tatum definitely had a better second half with 12 points and 17 for the game, 4 rebounds in the game, 3 threes in the game, and went 2 for 2 at the free throw line. Ricky Rubio, 14 points, 2 rebounds, 8 assists, two shy away of a double-double for him, as he was 4 for 7, 1 for 2 from 3-point range, and 5 for 6 from deep, as he did not hit the free throw line once in the second half. Fultz with 14 points, 1 assist, 1 steal, and a block shot, as he certainly played fantastic time. He had 10 in the first half, 4 in the second half for the 14 points. Vucevic, 12 points, 16 rebounds, 3 block shots tonight, so he played absolutely massive tonight. Only scored 2 points, but certainly filled in that defensive front tonight and was a tough matchup for Jusuf Nurkic tonight. TJ Warren, 8 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and a block shot for him off the bench, as he certainly played well tonight, contributing as he did with the Alaska Chill last season. Jeremiah Robinson Earl, the young man, 7 points in his eXba debut and had 3 rebounds in the game. TJ Leaf, 4 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists for his new team. He struggled a little bit going 1 for 4 tonight. As he played for St. Louis last year, but he's off to a good start. Actually, he played for Miami last year, so he's still with the same team, but still had a good start. Baisley with 2 points and 2 block shots and 1 assist, and boy, what a start this young man had to start the season, as he played for Miami last year, but boy, what a jump this was tonight. Serge Ibaka with 1 point, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, and a block shot, and also dealt with a little bit of foul trouble, but he certainly played well tonight. Played for San Jose last year. Blakeney did not score any on the sheet. Shane Mack with 1 rebound, 1 assist for him, and Ben McLemore did not score any in the 2 minutes he played in the game. Jaren Grant led the team with 12 points for the jump tonight, as he certainly played as well as he could, as he played for Denver last season. Certainly scored more points than he did last season for Denver. Nurkic with 14 points, 12 rebounds, 3 block shots tonight, as he certainly played like a man possessed tonight, and something to look forward to for the rest of the season for the jump. And for Steph Curry, I tell you, tonight was just not his night. 5 for 23, 2 for 13 from deep. Only 12 points. He scored 7. He had 5 at halftime. Scored 7 in the second half. 7 assists, 7 rebounds, 12 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, and a steal. But this was just not the night he was hoping for. The first time in a long time he was held under 20 points in his career. Cody Zeller with 10 points, 8 rebounds, and a block shot as he continues his fantastic play he ranked up last year in the playoffs. Joe Harris with 9 points off the bench as he provided some 3-point help in the game. 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Shaquille Harrison with 8 points. Mike Muscala with 6 points, 2 rebounds, and a steal. Michael Porter Jr. not exactly the opening he wanted, as he averaged close to 11 points last season for the team, but only starts it off with 5 points. And Michael Kidd Gilchrist with 4 points, 6 rebounds, 4 block shots in the game. So his length at that small forward position is going to be a big time plus if he can really get it going here for the team. And then Williamson scored a point, his first point as a rookie. And then Dorian Finney-Smith with 2 rebounds in the game. Abrinas, and then Cassius Stanley finished out the rest of the game. So that is where we're looking like for tonight. The Night Owls dropped 55% from 3-point range tonight. They were just on point here tonight, and the free throws well in their favor, 23-35, where the jump were 11-12. And the one thing I wanted to look at for Curry, yes, the third stat, if you look at it, free throws. He did not even go to the free throw line once the entire game. So, as I said, it was quite a jump in the fact that a very interesting that Miami stayed away, made sure they didn't foul Curry, so that he could get to the free throw line. So big plus to the team for doing their homework and not sending a man who is deadly from the free throw line. So Miami gets the opening win tonight. Big props to them as a rematch of last year's second round playoffs, as it was Ben Simmons versus Giannis Antetokounmpo. And looking ahead to the jump, as we said, we look forward to, and of course the Miami Night Owls will have the Dallas Barons in their next home game before they hit the road against Pittsburgh. But for the jump, when is their first home game? It will be, they're still on the road against the Jacks, and then they're home against the Anaheim Supernova. So that is where that's when we will see what the new court, as I will let you know now, the courts look a little bit different, as you saw tonight with the eXba 2 designating the second season of the eXba. But then you'll see a little bit newer addition to the courts, both for San Diego and Jacksonville, commemorating their success from last season. And I think you'll definitely something to be excited for heading into what should be tonight. So I was hoping, beyond hope, I could get to the second one tonight, but not going to be the case tonight. So I will save Tampa Bay and Philadelphia for tomorrow night, as we will get through the rest of the new teams and where everyone else has gone tomorrow evening at our regular time, 10 o'clock. The reason I started a little bit later tonight was to take care of some family stuff that needed to be dealt with. That's why I started 10:30 tonight. So, but we'll start off with the Neon, where all the great pickups that they picked up in the whole off season. That's what I'm going to call it. The biggest off season I've ever seen in league history, and we'll never see it again unless they absolutely need balance all the way through once again. But I think we have a good balance between everybody and everything, as was evidenced in tonight. So I will do that. So I will definitely get some sleep. Mike, you and Lady do the same. Thank you for joining my stream tonight. I certainly do appreciate it. As always, I always love your support. So until then, tell those closest to you that you love them. Buckle up for safety. Stay well out there, everybody. And I will see everyone tomorrow night. Everyone, enjoy your Friday. And I will see everyone tomorrow night. TGIF night. TGIF night. Tomorrow night. So, I can't wait. So, until then, and as always, the third and final thing, as I always end my streams with, keep God number one. Keep God number one. God bless everyone. Have yourself a great evening, everybody. Good night. And I will see you tomorrow.